There is something happening right now in your own life that almost no one ever notices, something invisible, yet so powerful that it decides whether you will succeed or fail, whether you will manifest abundance or remain stuck in struggle. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract opportunities effortlessly, while others fight for years and get nowhere? Two people standing in the same room, breathing the same air, facing the same world, yet one rises and the other stays trapped. It almost feels unfair, doesn't it? As if life had favorites. But it's not luck, it's not karma, it's not even how hard you work. The truth is far stranger and far more shocking. Your reality is not shaped by effort alone. Your reality is filtered by your own brain. Yes, right now your mind is deciding without asking your permission what you see and what you miss. It's like wearing invisible glasses that only allow certain opportunities, certain relationships, certain possibilities to appear. And the terrifying part, most people live and die without ever realizing they are trapped behind those lenses. That's why you can visualize, you can affirm, you can dream as much as you want. But if your desires are not aligned with your deepest values, your brain will shut them out. It will sabotage you without you even knowing. And here's the question you've been avoiding. Are you really chasing your true destiny, or are you just running after fantasies that were injected into you by society, by your parents, by other people's expectations? Because if you are, your life will always feel like swimming against a current you cannot see. But once you discover how to align with the hidden mechanism that drives manifestation, the current flips. Suddenly, doors open, people show up, synchronicities appear. This is the real law of attraction, nothing mystical, nothing magical, just the raw, unfiltered power of your consciousness shaping reality itself. And in the next few minutes, I will show you how it works. Most people who stumble upon the law of attraction believe they have discovered a magical shortcut to life. They hear phrases like, "Thoughts become things," and instantly assume that if they simply think positively, visualize hard enough, and chant affirmations, the universe will rearrange itself like a genie fulfilling their wishes. And so they start the ritual. Vision boards filled with exotic cars, mansions on the beach, luxury vacations. They sit cross-legged, close their eyes, and repeat, "I am rich, I am rich, I am rich." They cling to the fantasy that if they want it badly enough it must appear, but here lies the brutal truth. Most of them will fail. Not just fail a little, but fail completely. Months, even years later, nothing will have changed. Their bank accounts will remain the same. Their relationships will still be broken. Their bodies will still carry the same pain. And worse, they will feel betrayed. Betrayed by the universe. Betrayed by the so-called law. Betrayed by their own hope. Why does this happen? Why do 99% stay trapped while only a rare few manage to manifest the life they dreamed of? The illusion of positive thinking. The first trap is the cult of positive thinking. People are told, just focus on the good, ignore the negative. Visualize only what you want. It sounds inspiring, it feels good, but neurologically it backfires. When you chase one-sided fantasies, wealth without responsibility, pleasure without pain, success without challenge, you activate the primitive part of your brain, the amygdala. This part of your mind is designed for survival, not creation. It polarizes your perception into black and white, good versus bad, pain versus pleasure, and once that polarization takes over, your brain is no longer open to opportunities. It's closed, locked into fantasy. That's why the harder you cling to fantasies, the more life seems to resist you, because your own neurology is filtering out reality. The prison of injected values. The second trap is more subtle and far more dangerous. Most people don't even know what they truly value. From childhood, they were told what to want. Parents, teachers, society, all planting seeds of expectation. Be a doctor, be successful, make us proud, chase money, chase beauty, chase approval. And so you grow up thinking these are your dreams, but they are not. They are borrowed desires. And when you chase borrowed desires, the universe resists because deep down, your own brain doesn't care about them. Imagine trying to run a marathon with someone else's lungs. No matter how hard you push, you collapse. That's exactly what happens when you pursue goals that are not aligned with your highest values. Your energy drains, your motivation dies, and you mistake that exhaustion for failure. Fantasies that backfire. Let me give you 3 vivid examples. 1. The lottery dreamer. There is the man who dreams of wealth but never studies money. He spends his paycheck on lottery tickets, convinced that the law of attraction will one day hand him millions. He visualizes mansions but ignores his credit card debt. He chants prosperity affirmations but refuses to learn how to manage income. Years pass and he is poorer than ever, angry that the law has failed him. 2. The relationship idealist. Then there is the woman who fantasizes about a perfect relationship. She builds a picture of eternal romance, where her partner fulfills her every need, never argues, never disappoints. She visualizes candlelit dinners but ignores the reality of compromise, responsibility, and conflict resolution. So every time she meets someone, the moment challenges arise, she runs, declaring, "This isn't the soulmate I manifested." And she ends up alone, bitter, believing love is against her. 3. The unfulfilled dreamer. And then there is the worker who dreams of freedom. He sits at his desk, scrolling through pictures of entrepreneurs traveling the world. He says, "One day I'll leave this job and start my own business." But he spends his free hours numbing himself with Netflix and social media. He never invests in learning new skills, never practices discipline, never tests an idea. He wants the result without the becoming. And so, 10 years later, he's still in the same cubicle, still daydreaming, still stuck. These are not rare cases. These are the norm. Why effort alone fails. Here's the paradox. Most people actually do work hard. They grind, they sweat, they hustle, and yet they remain stuck. Why? Because effort without alignment is wasted energy. If your goals are not aligned with your deepest values, your brain will sabotage you at every step. It will procrastinate. It will distract you. It will make excuses. It's not that you're lazy. It's that your inner wiring is rejecting the fantasy. That's why someone can work 80 hours a week and still be broke, while another person works with clarity and flow and opportunities fall into place. It's not effort, it's alignment, the pain of the crowd. And here is the darkest part of the problem. People look around and see everyone else struggling, and they assume struggle is normal. They join the crowd of the frustrated. They share memes about bad luck. They complain that the rich are cheating, that love is impossible, that dreams are childish. And the more they speak it, the more they reinforce it. Like crabs in a bucket, they pull each other down. No one escapes because no one dares to question the invisible prison, the prison of misaligned values and polarized fantasies. The illusion of waiting. Another reason so many fail is because they keep waiting. I'll believe in myself when I see results. I'll feel abundant when money shows up. I'll feel worthy when someone loves me. But waiting is a vibration, and the universe reflects waiting with more waiting. If you insist on seeing before you believe, you will never see. Because the mirror of reality does not reflect proof, it reflects projection. And projection begins inside, not outside. The pain loop. So let us summarize the loop most people live in. 1. They chase goals that are not theirs. 2. They attach to fantasies that polarize the brain. 3. They force effort against the grain of their own values. 4. They wait for reality to prove them right before they commit. 5. And so reality mirrors back the same failures over and over. This is why 99% stay trapped. This is why vision boards gather dust. This is why affirmations echo in empty rooms. Because manifestation is not about wanting more, it is about aligning with who you truly are. The emotional punch. Think about this. How many years have you already lost chasing goals that were never yours? How many times have you collapsed under the weight of fantasies that only drained you? How many moments have you wasted waiting for proof that never comes? If you are honest, the answer is terrifying, and that terror is the wake-up call. Because unless you break this cycle, the next 10 years will look exactly like the last 10. Transition. So here we are. The problem is clear. Most people are not manifesting. They are hallucinating. They are not creators. They are prisoners of fantasies. But now you have a choice. You can continue in the illusion, or you can learn the real mechanism, because the truth is not cruel. It is liberating. Once you understand how manifestation really works, once you align your goals with your highest values, once you stop chasing borrowed dreams and start living your authentic vision, reality itself begins to rearrange. And that, my friend, is the revelation. Up until now, we've exposed the illusion, the fantasies, the false hopes, the exhausting chase that keeps 99% trapped. But the real question remains. If the law of attraction doesn't work the way most people think, how does it actually work? This is where the revelation begins. Consciousness as the filter. Your brain is not a passive receiver of reality. It is an active filter. Right now, billions of bits of information are flooding your senses every second. The colors in the room, the background noise, the sensations in your skin, all of it is overwhelming. But your brain doesn't let it all in. It selects, it edits, it filters. And what does it filter for? Your highest values. Whatever you truly value, what is most important to you, your brain prioritizes. It bends reality to highlight it. It brings it into focus. It shows you opportunities, people, and events that match it, while discarding the rest into the shadows. This is why two people can be in the same place at the same time and live in completely different worlds. One sees opportunities everywhere. The other sees nothing but obstacles. One notices connections, synchronicities, possibilities. The other notices only problems, threats, excuses. They are not experiencing the same reality because their brains are not tuned to the same frequency. The radio metaphor. Think of your consciousness like a radio. Every station is broadcasting all at once. Abundance, love, creativity, freedom, fear, scarcity, rejection. But you can only hear the one you are tuned to. If your highest value is safety, your brain will tune to frequencies of risk, threat, and survival. You will see dangers everywhere. If your highest value is wealth, your brain will tune to opportunities for money, growth, and leverage. You will see deals where others see nothing. If your highest value is connection, your brain will tune to faces, relationships, and subtle cues in body language. You will notice intimacy where others only see strangers. The universe is not hiding opportunities from you. They are broadcasting right now. The only question is, what station are you tuned to? Synchronicity explained. Have you ever had the experience of thinking about buying a car, and suddenly you start seeing that exact model everywhere? Did thousands of people suddenly buy that car overnight? Of course not. Your brain simply opened the filter. Once it was relevant to you, it appeared. The same mechanism governs manifestation. When your goals are aligned with your true values, your brain expands its perception to notice what was always there, but invisible before. This is what people call synchronicity. It feels magical, but it's neurological. The world didn't change. You changed. Fantasy versus authentic desire. This is why fantasies fail, but authentic desires manifest. When you chase a fantasy, wealth without meaning, pleasure without responsibility, your brain senses the incongruence. Deep down, you don't value it. So it filters it out. No matter how much you affirm it, your brain won't highlight the path because the path doesn't matter to you at the deepest level. But when you set a goal that matches your highest values, your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. It starts connecting dots. It notices opportunities. It remembers useful information. It draws people into your orbit. It feels like the universe is conspiring in your favor. In reality, your perception is aligning with what was always available. Athletes, artists, and masters. Look at the greatest performers in history. Athletes, artists, innovators. They didn't just wish for success. They lived aligned with their highest values. Michael Phelps didn't just visualize Olympic medals. His life was structured around swimming. His highest value was performance in the pool. His brain filtered for training, technique, recovery, discipline, and so opportunities and coaches aligned. Bruce Lee didn't just affirm martial arts mastery, he embodied it. His highest value was self-expression through combat. His brain filtered for philosophy, body mechanics, relentless practice, and reality mirrored it back. Oprah Winfrey didn't just chant affirmations for influence. Her highest value was communication and empowerment. Her brain filtered for stories, media, connection, and doors opened. These are not coincidences. They are examples of consciousness aligning with values. The executive function. Here's the science behind it. When you align your goals with your highest values, you activate the executive function of your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus, planning, and strategic action. When this part of your brain is engaged, distractions fade. You feel inspired. You take consistent action without needing constant motivation. You notice details others miss. You adapt to challenges instead of collapsing under them. This is what real manifestation looks like. Not wishing, not fantasizing, but aligning so deeply that your neurology becomes a magnet for the opportunities that match your vibration. The polarization trap. And this explains why fantasies backfire. When you pursue goals that are one-sided, only pleasure, no pain, only gain, no cost, you activate not the prefrontal cortex, but the amygdala. The amygdala is primitive. It doesn't manifest. It reacts. It obsesses over instant gratification and fears. It polarizes your mind. This is good, that is bad. I must chase this, I must avoid that. And once you are polarized, you are blind. You no longer see the full spectrum of opportunities. You see only fragments, distorted by fantasy. This is why so many people try the law of attraction and end up worse off. They are not manifesting, they are polarizing. The shift of identity. Here is the core revelation. Manifestation is not about getting what you want. It's about becoming who you are. When your identity aligns with your highest values, the external world shifts automatically. When your identity is fractured by borrowed desires, the external world resists. This is why the mirror of life feels harsh. It is not punishing you, it is reflecting the misalignment between what you say you want and who you really are. A vivid example. Consider two students entering the same classroom. The first values knowledge deeply. She sits at the front, curious, alert. Her brain filters every detail, every nuance, every insight. She sees opportunities to grow, to apply, to connect. The second does not value learning. He is there only because his parents forced him. His brain filters for distraction, for escape, for entertainment. He notices only the clock on the wall, counting the seconds until freedom. Same classroom, same teacher, same information, two completely different realities. Now ask yourself, which student is more likely to succeed? Which student is more likely to experience synchronicities? Which one will manifest opportunities? This is manifestation revealed, not magic, but alignment. The revelation summarized, so here is the revelation in its rawest form. Your consciousness is the projector. Your values are the script. Your brain is the filter, and reality is the reflection. When you chase fantasies misaligned with your values, you trap yourself in illusion. When you align your goals with your authentic hierarchy of values, you activate the executive function, tune your frequency, and reality mirrors it back. This is the true law of attraction, not mysticism, but the deep science of perception and vibration. The transition. So now you know why 99% stay trapped. They are not failing because the law doesn't work. They are failing because they don't know how it actually works. The real law is already operating in your life. It is filtering your perception, highlighting your opportunities, and shaping your destiny right now. The only question is, are you using it consciously or are you being used by it? And this brings us to the next step, the practical secrets. Because revelation without action is wasted. To change your reality, you must know how to project a new reflection deliberately. And that is where we go next. You now understand the revelation. Manifestation is not luck, magic, or coincidence. It is the alignment of your consciousness with your highest values. But knowing this is not enough. Knowledge without practice is another form of fantasy. So the question is, how do you actually apply this? How do you align your goals with your values, shift your vibration, and consciously manifest a new reality? Here are 4 practical secrets, tested and proven, not abstract theories, but tools you can begin using today. Secret 1, discover your true values. Most people think they know what they value, but they don't. They confuse social expectations with personal truth. They chase what their parents told them to want, what society praises, or what influencers flaunt online. But here is the key. Your life is already revealing your values. Look closely, and you will see. Ask yourself, where do I naturally spend my time when no one is forcing me? Where do I naturally spend my money with excitement, not guilt? What do I talk about most passionately? What makes me feel alive, even when it's difficult? The answers to these questions reveal your real hierarchy of values. For example, someone may say they value wealth, but their money flows consistently into art supplies, travel, or helping others. That's their real value. Another may say they value fitness, but if their calendar reveals no consistent training, it's not a true value, it's a borrowed fantasy. Your values are not what you say. They are what you live. Exercise. Take a blank sheet of paper. Write the top 3 areas of your life where you naturally invest your time, energy, and money. That is your starting point. That is your compass. Secret 2. Align goals with values. Once you know your values, the next step is aligning your goals. This is where most people fail. They set goals based on borrowed values and wonder why motivation dies. For instance, if your highest value is family, but you set a goal to become a corporate executive with 80-hour work weeks, you will sabotage yourself. If your highest value is creativity, but you set a goal to climb the corporate ladder, you will procrastinate endlessly. If your highest value is wealth creation, but you spend your days chasing hobbies, you will feel constantly unfulfilled. When your goals are congruent with your values, motivation becomes automatic. You don't need pep talks or discipline tricks. You feel pulled forward, inspired from within. Exercise. Take each goal on your list and ask, how does this directly serve my highest values? If you cannot find an answer, drop the goal or reframe it so it connects. For example, if family is your top value, but you also want financial abundance, don't chase money for status. Frame it as, I am building wealth to provide unforgettable experiences and security for my family. That alignment transforms a borrowed fantasy into a living, breathing goal that your brain will support. Secret 3. Balance the equation. Here is a hard truth. Fantasies destroy manifestation. If you imagine a life of only pleasure, only gain, only success, your brain knows it's a lie. The universe operates in balance. Every pleasure has a price. Every gain has a responsibility. Every success has a sacrifice. When you deny this, your brain polarizes into fantasy, activating the amygdala, shutting down the very function you need to manifest. So the secret is to set goals that are balanced. Instead of saying, "I want effortless wealth," declare, "I am ready to embrace the challenges and rewards of creating wealth." Instead of saying, "I want a perfect partner who never disappoints me," declare, "I'm ready to experience love with its joys and conflicts, its growth and responsibilities." Balanced goals keep you grounded in reality. They keep your prefrontal cortex engaged. They keep manifestation practical and powerful. Exercise. For every goal, write down both sides of the equation. What are the benefits of achieving it? What are the challenges and responsibilities that come with it? When you embrace both, you stop resisting, you align with truth, and reality responds. Secret 4. Embody the future self. Now, perhaps the most powerful secret is this. Manifestation is not about wishing for a future. It is about embodying it now. If you keep your desires in the future, they will stay in the future. If you say, "One day I will be abundant," your brain will always filter abundance as something distant, not yet real. The key is to bring it into the present, to live as if it is already your identity. This does not mean pretending or lying to yourself. It means making small, concrete choices that match the person you want to become. Want to be wealthy? Act today like someone who values money. Track your spending. Invest in learning. Create instead of consume. Want to be healthy? Act today like someone who values vitality. Train, rest, nourish, hydrate. Want to be loved? Act today like someone who radiates love. Listen, connect, appreciate. Exercise. Write a declaration of identity. One powerful sentence describing who you choose to be. Not "I will be," but "I am." Examples. I am a creator of value who attracts abundance naturally. I am a partner who gives love freely and receives it openly. I am a leader who transforms challenges into opportunities. Read it daily. Act on it daily. Live it until it is no longer a statement but a truth. Pulling it together. So let's bring these secrets together. 1. Discover your true values. Stop chasing borrowed dreams. 2. Align your goals. Make them serve your authentic values. 3. Balance the equation. Embrace both challenge and reward. 4. Embody your future self now. Live it until the reflection catches up. This is the blueprint. Simple, but not easy. Clear, but demanding. And this is why so few ever do it, because it requires responsibility. It requires giving up fantasies. It requires courage to live authentically. The transition. So now you have the tools. You are no longer in the dark. The question is no longer, does the law of attraction work? The question is, will you work with it consciously, or will you keep fighting against it? Because the mechanism is already at play. Every second, your brain is filtering reality, shaping your destiny. You are projecting now, you are manifesting now. The only question is, will you align or will you stay trapped? And that takes us to the final part, the awakening, the moment where information becomes transformation. You've seen the illusions, you've understood the problem, you've uncovered the revelation, you've learned the practical secrets. Now, there is only one thing left, the awakening. The crossroads. Every human being eventually arrives at a crossroads. One path is familiar, the path of borrowed dreams, fantasies, distractions, and excuses. It feels safe, but it leads only to repetition. Tomorrow looks just like yesterday. The other path is terrifying because it demands responsibility. It requires you to admit that your life is not an accident, that your failures were not fate, that your struggles were not curses. They were reflections of the vibration you chose, consciously or unconsciously. This is the awakening, realizing that you are not a victim of life. You are the architect, the pain of staying asleep. If you ignore this, nothing will change. You will keep building vision boards for a future that never comes. You will keep repeating affirmations that echo in empty rooms. You will keep chasing fantasies that drain your energy and betray your spirit. And 10 years from now, you will wake up in the same bed with the same problems, asking the same question: why am I still stuck? That is the price of staying asleep. The power of waking up. But if you choose to wake up, if you choose to align your goals with your authentic values, everything shifts. Your brain lights up with clarity. You begin to notice opportunities that were always around you. You feel pulled by inspiration instead of pushed by willpower. Synchronicities appear. The right people cross your path. Doors that were locked begin to open, not because the universe suddenly favored you, but because you finally tuned your consciousness to the frequency of your destiny. This is not magic. This is responsibility. This is alignment. This is awakening. The urgency of now. And here is the part most people will miss. The urgency. You cannot wait. Waiting is another illusion. Waiting is a vibration, and the mirror of reality reflects waiting with more waiting. If you say, "I'll start tomorrow," the universe replies, "Tomorrow." If you say, "I'll act when I feel ready," the universe replies, "Not yet." If you say, "I'll commit when I see proof," the universe replies, "Prove it to yourself first." The only moment you ever have is now. The only vibration you ever project is now, and the future is being written in this second. The invitation. So here is my invitation. Do not let this be just another video you watched and forgot. Anchor your awakening right now. Subscribe to this channel, not as a mindless click, but as a declaration. I choose alignment. I choose to feed my consciousness with truth, not illusions. Comment below. Write the new identity you are choosing. Put it into words. Proclaim it. When you type it, you anchor it. You declare it to yourself and to the world. Activate notifications. Because awakening is not a single event. It is a process. And the next insight, the next secret, the next shift may be the one that transforms everything for you. These are not just actions. They are symbolic choices. They are you projecting a new vibration into the field of reality. The final question, and so I leave you with this question, the only one that matters: will you remain asleep, chasing fantasies, trapped in the cycle of illusions? Or will you awaken, align, and consciously manifest the life that was always waiting for you? Because the truth has been revealed, the secrets have been given, the mirror is in front of you, the filter is open. Now, it's your choice. Closing impact. So hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are consciousness. You are vibration. You are the architect. And the magnificence of who you are is far greater than any fantasy you have ever chased. Wake up, align, project, and watch reality obey. The call has been made. The moment is now. The choice is yours.